television show Survivor has been on for 25 years and is about to celebrate with their 50th season. In that time, it's become an iconic piece of American television, created legit celebrities, and has remained relevant. But one thing that it's never had is an actually good video game. You know anything about me is that I love Survivor. I'm pretty sure I'm one of the biggest fans in the world. I collect buffs, I can name all the first boots. I've played in backyard versions of the show called LRGs. I've done basically everything other than compete on the show. And Jeff, if you're watching, hit me up. Let's make this happen. In the meantime, maybe you get an actually good video game adaptation of the show made. In the past few years, Jeff Probst has really expanded the show's presence with outside projects. He hosts a recap podcast where you get behind the scenes info. There's a board game for people to play, but there hasn't been a really good video game. With the popularity of social strategy games like Among Us, that kind of surprises me. You would think an online portal that people can join up and play would be at least something Survivor looked into. It's not like there hasn't been any Survivor games, starting in 2001 with Survivor the Interactive Game, released by Magic Lantern. I wasn't able to get this game running, but I did play it when I was younger, and while I enjoyed it, I have to be honest, it was not very good. What it had going for it was like taking care of camp, making alliances, voting people off, but it was so clunky and the challenges were bad. The camp light stuff was pretty boring. And given that it's so old, this probably doesn't come as much as a surprise. Survivor Ultimate came next, and it has to be one of my most played games ever when I was a kid. Released in 2002 following the fourth season and developed by Info Games, it was incredible. But it also did suck if I'm trying not to look at it through rose-tinted glasses. 2 years before the show did their all-star season, you were able to form tribes of players from each of the 4 seasons that had aired, as long as they had at least made the jury. It's kind of funny that the biggest star of the franchise would end up being Boston Rob, and he's not in this game because he finished in 10th place on Marquesas, just missing the cut. You can play in mini-games and win rewards for your tribe. When you lose, you propose targets to other tribe mates and form alliances. Unfortunately, these alliances don't really seem to mean anything long-term and can be flipped each round. When you get voted off, the game ends, which I think is lame because you should at least be able to cast a jury vote for one of the NPCs that beat you. It says that you can play with up to 6 players online, but obviously no one's looking for a game these days, so that's not really available. This game was far from perfect, but if they could do a remake with upgraded graphics, a deeper alliance system, and say 100 iconic players from various eras, I think that it has a chance to be a hit. But yeah, we really need new graphics. I mean, just look at Jeff. There's a Survivor title for the Wii. I bought it, and I might review it one day, but apparently you don't actually vote people out. It's just random eliminations when a tribe loses, so I'm not really inclined to rush out and play it. It's hardly even Survivor at that point. Though, Jeff looks better in this game than in the last game. The most recent attempt at a Survivor video game was Survivor Castaway Island. For Survivor fans, this is kind of like bad pizza. Even though it's bad, at least it somewhat resembles the show. It's been Americanized from the original version, which was more focused on the French version of the show called koh but it generally follows the sequence of events that a normal Survivor episode will. 2 tribes, each round has a reward and immunity challenge. The reward challenges boost your player survival stats. Immunity means you're safe from being voted off. In between challenges, you can search for idols, make alliances, and do camp work. By far, the worst part of this game is when the 2 tribes merge at 8. You have to play in a challenge. The last place person goes home automatically, and maybe I just choke a lot at this stage, but this tends to trip me up pretty frequently when I do play. There are names of former players in this game, but not their likenesses, which is kind of lame, but does make sense, as this was a French game. For all I know, these are based on the most iconic French Survivor players, but I have no idea. What would really make this game great would be the ability to play with people online, with proximity voice chat or maybe private chats. Nothing has been updated with the game since its American release, so I doubt much is going to be added to it, if anything, which is a shame. When I reviewed this initially, I said that this was an okay foundation to build from, but it doesn't look like anyone's going to build on it, so. CBS is under new leadership, so I doubt they really care all that much about adapting the show Survivor into a video game. I'm just hoping that the show will continue to get renewed. I do think that if there were a dedicated development team who were focused on making a good Survivor game, you definitely could make a good one. Whether that's a single player title that uses relationship systems like in games such as Stardew Valley, or a multiplayer title that lets someone run an online game within the game itself. I know that Roblox has Survivor and Big Brother, but I mean, I'm probably not going to play Roblox. Maybe if I got like 16 people to do a private game, but I don't want to join people. There's also a VR game, horrible, one of the worst experiences I ever had. It's free, and it mostly is just you doing some vaguely Survivor-like challenges while little kids scream into their headsets. Not really that great. So what do you think? Do you think Survivor deserves a new and improved title? Have you played any of the games that I mentioned? If so, what do you think about them? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video and you enjoyed hearing me speak about Survivor, why not check out my Survivor podcast called The Blindsiders? You can find that on podcast services as well as the Better Radio YouTube channel. It is a recap and analysis podcast based on the latest episode of Survivor. It's 50 coming up soon. You definitely want to subscribe. Plus, we're about to hit the merge in Survivor 49 for those of you watching in the future. That's when this aired all the way back then. But yeah, if you are so inclined, please go check out my podcast. We have a lot of fun doing it, and I think you will enjoy it. That's it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to all our various channels, and I will see you in the next one.
Survivor board games are the real thing. You don't get those delicious island delicacies, but you do try to outwit, outplay, and outlast.
Ellie, you're out of here.
Your friend.
New Survivor board game. Rats not included.